Hey, welcome to my channel. So this week is my final week and I wanted to take you along with me to guide you on how to create a design. So I will explain shortly what I need to do this week. So the building is actually a church that we had to redesign. In the church there is a library, a shop, there are workshops that you can do, you can read there. So there are many different functions. And I had to design this in a group of 3 people. The highlight of our building was a big tower, and we wanted to make like a little museum of it. So in each part of the building there is actually an exhibition, and the 3 of us will be having a different theme. So my theme for my exhibition is music and architecture. If you want to study architecture, specifically interior architecture, maybe this will give you like a view on the course. Let's not waste any more time and let's get started. So the first thing that I actually am going to do is to find inspiration on Pinterest. I love Pinterest. I don't recommend you to actually copy things from it, but it's nice to find inspiration on there because let's be honest, it's really hard to be original these days. Everything is already built, it's pretty hard to like pop out, but it can be handy to like take small pieces from the internet and put it in your own creation. The first thing that I will do on here is actually find links with music and architecture, because I definitely can see how it will be linked together, but I don't know much about it, so I am going to do my research first. So by looking on Pinterest, something fun that I already noticed is that a lot of things related with music and architecture actually have a lot of organic shapes. You can see that they like actually tried to combine a music piece with a building, so I think that looks very interesting. Oh, now I also need to like look up some ideas on what I actually want to showcase in my exhibition. So that's what I'm now going to do, like find some example, maybe on Google or Pinterest. So it's currently more in the evening. Before I get started, I always need to clean up my workspace. I don't like it if I have too much stuff on my table, only the essentials, so it won't get too messy. As we all know, it can get messy very quickly, so I like to avoid that. So after I found all the inspiration that I needed and I kind of knew what I wanted to do, I really just started designing. So how I start is I will find examples from the place that I need to design. For this project it's the tower from the church, and I will draw it usually with a pencil. Then when I have the space on paper, I leave the interior empty for me to create, and that's how I start most of the time with designing. For my sketches, I like to draw in a perspective. It gives me a better insight on how the interior will look like. It's also important to take some breaks while you're designing. Let me know in the comments if it would be helpful if I made a video on how to draw certain things, like loose sketches or how I draw these perspectives. I also like to draw everything that pops up in my head. It can be at the most random moments. Then I will take my notebook out and just start drawing. So now that the spaces are ready, I just start to fill it in with ideas. When I am sketching, I definitely go for a more loose style. I don't make the lines perfect, because I like the look of it. I feel like the more you draw, the more you start to create your own style. Here you see me drawing some plants so that I can start making my model. In my previous video I gave some advice about what materials I use, so definitely check it out after this video if you're interested in that. Now I started with my model. I totally forgot to buy glue that I always use for my models, which is why you see me hide the paper tape inside the model. It's like a little hack that I use, but the glue for the models just wasn't good enough, but I still managed to make it work. Also, when making a model, try to be as creative as you can. Experiment with different materials. A plain white model can be good sometimes, but if the interior that you're trying to create has some texture in it, it's definitely an upgrade if you display it onto your model. Since the room was designed to be an exhibition, I printed out some projects to make my model more realistic. So when I finished everything, I made some tea, and after that I went straight to bed. So it's the next morning and today is my presentation. As you can see, I'm not fully awake yet. I'm not a morning person, but I am working on it. There's definitely something about waking up early. It's like you feel more productive because you can accomplish your tasks before the time that you usually wake up. So then I went to school and hang up everything for the presentation. The presentation didn't went as well as we expected, but that is totally fine. From a presentation or a feedback moment, you can only learn what you need to do better next time. Don't let it demotivate you. You are taking this course to learn and to grow to become a better designer. Also, here is a fun clip of us struggling to get everything in one car. So that was it for this week's video. I hope you enjoyed it and see you next time. Bye!